let's go to script 1. Now we're going to answer the question, what it told us. So now let's go here and let's go to looks and go to front layer. Let's also go to control. I'm going to get a forever loop. And I'm going to go and get an if condition. Now, I'm going to go and get an and I'm going to go to sensing, mouse down. And right here, I'm going to put touching and touching the mouse pointer. I'm gonna go to motion and I'm gonna glide 1 second to that, so it can go to that place. But I want to go into the middle, so I'm gonna put this. So when it's small, it's gonna glide here, and then it's gonna be here. Now let's go to control. And let's get the repeat. And let's put it right inside here. And I'm going to put this to 8. Inside this, I'm going to change the size by 10. And now I'm going to go to events and I'm going to broadcast and I'm going to put it right here. Broadcasting. And now I'm going to put a new message. I'm going to broadcast stop zoom. So when we click it again, this right here, the if mouse down and touching mouse pointer, that's for clicking. And the stop zoom will help because when we click it again, it won't get even more enlarged. So let's do OK. And let's put broadcast stop zoom. And I'm going to go to control and I'm going to do stop this script. So even better that it's not going to get enlarged. Now, I'm going to go to events. And when I receive, let's choose this. When I receive stop zoom, let's go to control, getting the repeat until. I'm going to operators, getting this, and answer, since it's we're going to put the question under here, and if answer is equal to watermelon. Since the question is H2O, which means water, and MLN is melon. And then it needs to be lowercase like in no. Now I'm going to go and ask. I'm going to backspace. So we can just type inside. And we don't need any question because the question is already there. Now let's run the code.
I want potion. I want potion. I want potion.
So as you can see here, that one is it glided. By being small, it glided and then it enlarged. And now we can see this box right here where we can type inside. Now I'm going to stop the script. Make sure again. Now, what we're going to do now, we're going to sprite 1. Now, if the user enters the correct answer, which is watermelon right here, they're going to enter a dark room. There's going to be a switch, and when they click that switch, there's going to be another puzzle to solve. So, let's go to backdrops, and let's make another backdrop. Paint, and let's fill in with only black and no outlines. And on the square, in this dark room. And now I'm going to make another backdrop, which is when we click that switch, it's going to be all bright. So I'm going to do the same thing, but instead we're going to fill it with white. Gently. So I made two backdrops here, which is the black backdrop and the white backdrop. So this is when it's going to be the dark room, and this is when it's going to be when I turn on the switch. Now, I'm going to make the switch now. So I'm going to paint, and I'm going to get an outline of 8. No, actually a bit more. Yeah, 10. And we're going to make it this big. A bit more bigger, I guess. Here, this much. And now, I'm going to make it all black, the color. And now I'm going to type click me, exclamation mark. Right here. Now I'm going to make that switch. So another thing, a circle and red, and also the outline should be, let's make it 8. So this big, I would say. Yeah, this big. Now let's join all of them together. Join all of them together, so it's now all good. So we've made that switch, and I'm going to group it up. Now I've got many of these sprites. Now let's make that equation when we get to the white room. So I'm going to make another sprite, and I'm not going to make any background, only the text, and which is going to be 2 to 2 to the power of 2 and plus now 8 times 6. And now again. So this is going to be the math equation. Making this a bit big. Okay, this big. So now let's go to code. Now, we are going to go to the sprite 2 and now we're going to go to control, now actually events, and now we're going to broadcast a message. And we're going to do a new message. And we are going to do the message we are going to write. Actually, non-broadcast, we actually have to go to looks and we need to change the backdrop. So let's check the backdrop. It is backdrop 2 when we enter the dark room. And now, let's go to the switch. Now, I'm going to go to events. I'm going to put it right here. When the green flag is clicked, I'm going to hide. The backdrop 2 is the black room, so events, when backdrop switches to backdrop 2, show. And since we need to click the sprite to get to the other room, when the sprite clicked, switch backdrop, good looks, switch backdrop to backdrop 3, which is the white room. And now hide. Now let's go to the equation. Doing the same thing. When green flag clicked, hide. Now for this one is different. When backdrop switches to backdrop 3, it's going to show. And now to answer the question. When the sprite clicked, it's going to, let's go to control, it's going to repeat until the answer, we have to go to operators, the answer is 52. The answer to this equation is 52. And it's going to repeat the question, which is just a blank, since the question is right over here. So it should be nothing. Now, let's run the code.
I want potion. I want potion. I want potion.
Let's type in a wrong answer. Okay. Wrong answer? No. Now let's type in the correct answer. Now just click this, and now T2. Then now let's hide all the others, since there's also showing here when only this one inside the witch house, the switch in the black room, and this one in this room. So now let's go out. Now I'm gonna go here to hide it. When this sprite one comes, I'm gonna put a hide. I'm actually gonna put events, and I'm actually going to put when backdrop switches to backdrop 2, it should, you guessed it right, hide. We're gonna do it for sprite 2, but this sprite 2 will only do it for the room. So like that, you can check it. And we were actually not supposed to do for this one because there was already a hide here for the sprite 3. But the cauldron, the carpet, and the other potions here are also, and they're not hidden. So let's go to cauldron. When the backdrop switches to backdrop 3, let's put it here. When the backdrop switches to backdrop 3, that thing should hide. And also for backdrop 2. And hide here too. And now let's do it for the blue potion. We can just copy this and put it inside here. Put this also inside here. So let's bring these two down. Here, and now the purple potion. Let's do the same thing. Dragging, dropping. Drag this here and drag this here. Now let's do it lastly for the carpet. Since it did not come, let's just make one. So backdrop 3 and hide. Let's also do it for the green potion. We haven't done it. So put it right here. Put it right here. Okay, now let's run the code again.
I want potion. I want potion. I want potion.
You can see here that the code is going right, as it was supposed to be. Now, let's get to when we are done. Now let's go and get another backdrop. Choose a backdrop, and this time we're going to go and get Castle 3. Let's put some coding here, which is going to be switch backdrop to Castle 3, and then, last but not least for this one, hide. Now let's get a sprite. Now, let's go to fantasy. Basically, you have to get this key sprite, and let's go. When flag clicked, hide. And when backdrop switches to Castle 3, show. Now, when the sprite clicked, actually no, we need to, right under this, we're going to do the coding of the sprite, of the key. So first we're going to go to looks, and let's go here, and in this, for 2 seconds, get to say hello for 2 seconds, and inside, in place of hello, say catch me if you can. Right here, catch me if you can for 2 seconds. Now let's go to control, the forever loop, and now go wait and now wait for 1 second, and then go to random position. So it's going to go for 1 second. Like after 1 second, go to random position. After 1 second, go to random position. Now, when the sprite clicked, and now we're going to go and get another backdrop. And which is going to be last but not least, out of the witch's house, and which is going to be pathway. The pathway. When the sprite clicked, good looks, switch backdrop to pathway, and then hide. And with the backdrop, we are going to put right here, structure, we're going to put caps lock, you are free. Let's make it a bit smaller. So right here, you are free. So now let's run the code.
I want potion. I want potion. I want potion.
let's add a sound effect to this. So right here, let's go to backdrops. Right here, let's go to events. And when backdrop switches to pathway, it's going to do a sound. And the sound is, we're going to choose a sound. It's going to be cheer, gold cheer. Let's choose this one. Now let's go to code. And now, go to sound, play sound cheer until done. Now, we're done with this. Now let's code the timer. We're going to start it in the cauldron, because that's the first thing which we're going to click in the game. So let's go to variables, and let's make a variable. We're doing for the timer. So let's make the variable timer. And for all of the sprites. So let's click OK. And we have the timer variable right here. It should be showing because so the user knows that that's how many seconds are left. And since we're going to do 2 seconds, we're going to put 2 minutes, not 2 seconds. So we're going to put a repeat right here. And we've already made the variable. Right, and let's show that right up here. And since it is 2 minutes, and we're putting that in seconds, so 2 minutes is equal to 120 seconds. So put it 120. Repeat 120 times. Now go to events. Now you should go to control and go and wait 1 second. Go to variables and change my variable by -1. So let's just put -1. Now we're going to go to events. We're going to broadcast a message. Put it right under there. Now new message. It's going to be the timers, and we're gonna put game over. So game over. So game over right here. Now let's go to variables and let's hide the variable and please. Now from the drop down menu we're gonna choose timer for all of them since it's the timer variable. Now let's go to the backdrops and let's hide the variable right up there, timer. And we are going to put show variable my variable. This thing is coming here because this has been checked. So now only the timer should come. Let's go back to the backdrop, my variable, timer. And we are going to set the first variable, which is the timer, to 120. Because you all know that 2 minutes is equal to 120 seconds. Now I'm going to hide my variable and put it right under here. And it's going to be into timer. And let's go to control and stop all. Now let's make our last sprite the game over. So what's gonna happen? That sprite is only gonna show that when the timer is 0. So let's make a sprite, paint, and it should be looking like a backdrop, but it's actually gonna be a sprite. So let's go fill, saturation. Let's make it a bit into pink. Like this much. Let's make it to this much pink. Okay, now let's make a rectangle with no outline, and filling will actually be that typing thing when we were doing the pink. That's actually for typing, but this is what we actually have to do. So oopsies. Now done. Let's make the saturation, the filling up to like this. So all of the circles should be in this kind of position. And let's delete the area. Now let's make it again. It should be looking like a backdrop, but it's actually a sprite. Now let's go to text and let's do it all black. So the text color will be all black. Now this is for game over. So game over. And now another line. The witch has came back. So this is for losing of the game. Let's move this right here, and let's move this right here. Let me move this big sprite right over here. It should be looking like a backdrop. Now, when green flag clicked, when I receive game over, it should show, and it should play a losing sound. So let's go to sound, delete this, choose sound, lose. Lose. Now let's go to code and place sound lose. And now let's place sound lose until done. Now I'm going to do the last code of this, which is when green flag clicked, it's gonna hide. And we're done. So now let's run the code. It's ticking.
I want potion. I want potion. I want potion.
when we lose. So let's only do a
I
bit.
want potion. I want potion. I want potion.
Let's only do it up till until the switch. And make sure it's not clicking again. Okay. You can check this because so it cannot get more enlarged. Now. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So when we lose, when we're out of time, this is what shows. I hope you like this video and thank you for watching. Bye.